Now the famine was severe in the land, and when they had completely consumed the grain which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said to them, "Go back, buy us a little food." But Judah spoke to him, saying, "The man solemnly warned us, saying, 'You shall not see my face until, or you should not see my face unless your brother is with you. If you are willing to send our brother with us, we will go down and buy you grain for food. But if you are not willing to send him, we will not go down, for the man said to us, 'You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you.' And Israel said, 'Why did you treat me so badly as to tell the man that you had another brother?' And they said, 'The man asked very carefully about us and about our relatives, saying, Is your father still alive? Do you have another brother?' So we told him about these things. Could we possibly know that he would say, 'Bring your brother down'?" And Judah said to Israel his father, "Send the boy with me, and we will rise up and go, that we may live and not die, we and you and our little ones. I myself will be surety for him. Of my hand you may require him. If I do not bring him to you and set him before you, then I shall bear the blame of sinning before you. For if we had not delayed, by now we could have returned twice." And their father Israel said to them, "If it must be so, then do this. Take some of the choice fruits of the land in your bags, and carry a present down to the man, a little balm and a little honey, aromatic gum and myrrh, pistachio nuts and almonds. And take double the silver in your hand, and carry back in your hand the silver that was returned in the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was a mistake. Take your brother also, and rise up, return to the man. And may the all-sufficient God grant you mercy before the man, that he may release to you your other brother and Benjamin. And as for me, if I am to be bereaved of my children, I shall be bereaved." So the men took his present, and they took double the silver in their hand and Benjamin. And they rose up and went down to Egypt and stood before Joseph. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to him who was over his house, "Bring the men into the house, and slaughter an animal and prepare it, for the men will eat with me at noon." And the man did as Joseph said, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. And the men were afraid because they were brought to Joseph's house, and they said, "It is because of the silver that was returned in our sacks the first time that we are being brought in, that he may come out against us and fall upon us, and take us as slaves with our donkeys." And they came near to the man who was over Joseph's house, and spoke to him at the door of the house, and said, "Please, my lord, we indeed came down the first time to buy grain for food. And when we came to the lodging place, we opened our sacks, and there was each man's silver in the mouth of his sack, our silver in full weight. So we have brought it back in our hand. And we have also brought down extra silver in our hand to buy grain for food. We do not know who put our silver in our sacks." And he said, "Be at peace. Do not fear. Your God and the God of your father has given you treasure in your sacks. Your silver came to me." Then he brought Simon out to them, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their donkeys fodder. And they prepared the present for Joseph's coming at noon, for they had heard that he would eat a meal there. And when Joseph came into the house, they brought him the present which was in their hand into the house, and bowed down to the ground to them. And he asked them about their welfare and said, "Is your father well? The old man of whom you spoke, is he still alive?" And they said, "Your servant, our father, is well. He is still alive." And they bowed and paid homage to him. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, "Is this your youngest son, of whom you spoke to me?" And he said, "God be gracious to you, my son." And Joseph hurried, for his inward parts burned for his brother, and sought a place to weep. So he entered into his chamber and wept there. Then he washed his face and came out, and he controlled himself and said, "Serve the meal." Oh, Jesus. And they served him by himself, and them by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because the Egyptians could not eat a meal with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination to the Egyptians. And they sat before him, the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the man looked at one another in astonishment, and he had portions brought to them before him. However, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as any of theirs. And they drank and were merry with him. And he commanded him who was over his house, saying, "Fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put each man's silver in the mouth of his sack. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the mouth of the sack of the youngest with his silver for the grain." And he did so, according to the word that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their donkeys. When they had just gone out of the city and were not yet far off, Joseph said to him who was over his house, "Rise up, follow after the men, and when you overtake them, say to them, 'Why have you repaid evil for good? Is not this that from which my Lord drinks, and which he indeed uses for divining? You have done wrong in doing so." And he overtook them and spoke these words to them. And they said to him, "Why does my Lord speak such words as these? Far be it from your servants to do such a thing. See how we brought back to you from the land of Canaan the silver which we found in the mouth of our sacks. How then could we steal silver or gold out of your Lord's house? With whomever of your servants it is found, let him die, and we ourselves will become my Lord's slaves." And he said, "Now also let it be according to your words. He with whom it is found will be my slave, and the rest of you will be blameless." Then each man hurried and lowered his sack to the ground, and each man opened his sack, and he searched, beginning with the oldest and ending with the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they tore their garments, and each man loaded his donkey, and they returned to the city. And Judah and his brothers came to Joseph's house, and he was still there. And they fell to the ground before him. And Joseph said to them, "What deed is this that you have done? Do you not know that such a man as I can indeed divine?" And Judah said, "What can we say to my Lord? What can we speak? And how can we justify ourselves? God has found out the iniquity of your servants. Here we are, my Lord's slaves, both we and the one in whose hand the cup has been found." But he said, "Far be it from me to do this. The man in whose hand the cup was been the man in whose hand the cup has been found, he will be my slave. But as for the rest of you, go up in peace to your father." Then Judah came near to him and said, "Please, my lord, let your servant speak a word in my lord's ears, and let not your anger burn against your servant, for you are even as Pharaoh." My lord asked his servant, saying, "Do you have a father or a brother?" And we said to my lord, "We have an old father and a young child of his old age, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loves him. And you said to your servants, bring him down to me, that I may set my eyes on him. And we said to my lord, the boy cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. And you said to your servants, unless your youngest brother comes down with you, you shall see my face no more. And when we went up to your servant, my father, we told him my lord's words. And our father said, return, buy us a little food. But we said, we cannot go down. If our youngest brother is with us, we will go down, for we cannot see the man's face unless our youngest brother is with us. And your servant, my father, said to us, you know that my wife bore me 2 sons, and the one went away from me. And I said, surely he has been torn to pieces, and I have not seen him to this day. And if you take this one also from me, and harm befalls him, you will bring down my gray hairs in misery to Sheol. Now therefore, when I come to your servant, my father, and the boy is not with us, then his life being bound up in the boy's life, when he sees that the boy is not with us, he will die, and your servants will bring down the gray hairs of your servant, our father, in sorrow to Sheol. For your servant became surety for the lad to my father, saying, if I do not bring him to you, then I shall bear the blame of sinning before my father forever. Now therefore, please let your servant remain as a slave to my lord instead of the boy, and let the boy go up with his brothers. For how shall I go up to my father if the boy is not with me? I fear to see the evil that would come on my father. Then Joseph could not control himself before all those who attended him, and he cried out, have everyone go out with me. So there was no one standing with him when Joseph made himself known to his brothers. And he wept so loudly that the Egyptians heard it, and the household of Pharaoh heard it. And Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Is my father still alive? But his brothers could not answer him. So troubled were they at his presence. And Joseph said to his brothers, please come closer to me. And they came closer, and he said, I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now do not be grieved or angry with yourselves because you sold me here. For God sent me before you to preserve life. For the famine has been in the midst of the land these 2 years, and there are still 5 years in which there will be neither plowing nor harvest. And God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant in the earth, and to keep you alive by a great deliverance. So now it was not you who sent me here, but God, and he has made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of all his house, and ruler over all the land of Egypt. Hurry and go up to my father and say to him, thus says your son Joseph, God has made me lord of all Egypt. Come down to me, do not delay. And you shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and be near to me, you and your children and your children's children, and your flocks and your herds and all that you have. And there I will sustain you, for there are still 5 years of famine to come, so that you and your household and all that you have do not become impoverished. And now your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin see, that it is my own mouth that speaks to you. And you must tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that you have seen, and you must hurry and bring my father down here. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. And he kissed all his brothers and wept upon them. And after that his brothers talked with him. And when the report was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brothers have come, it was pleasing to Pharaoh and to his servants. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, say to your brothers, do this, load your beasts and depart, go to the land of Canaan, and take your father and your households, and come to me. And I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you will eat the fat of the land. And you are commanded, do this, take wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father and come. and do not be concerned for your possessions, for the best of all the land of Egypt is yours. And the sons of Israel did so. And Joseph gave them wagons according to the command of Pharaoh, and gave them provisions for the way. To each of them he gave changes of garments, but to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of garments. And he sent to his father the following: 10 donkeys loaded with the best of Egypt, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain, and bread and provisions for his father on the way. So he sent his brothers away, and as they departed, he said to them, "Do not quarrel on the way." So they went up out of Egypt and came to the land of Canaan, to Jacob their father. And they told him, saying, "Joseph is still alive, and he is ruler over all the land of Egypt." And his heart grew numb, for he did not believe them. And they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said to them. And when he saw the wagons when Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. And Israel said, "It is enough. Joseph my son is still alive. I will go and see him before I die." So Israel set out with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in the visions of the night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." And he said, "Here I am." And he said, "I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make of you a great nation there. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I myself will also surely bring you up again, and Joseph's hand will close your eyes." And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father and their little ones and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their livestock and their possessions, which they had acquired in the land of Canaan. And Jacob and all his offsprings with him came to Egypt, his sons and his grandsons with him, his daughters and his granddaughters, and all his offspring he brought with him to Egypt. And there are the names of the children of Israel who came to Egypt: Jacob and his sons, Jacob's firstborn, Reuben and the sons of Reuben, Hanok and Palu and Hezron and Carmi, and the sons of Simeon, Jemuel and Jamin, and Ohad and Jachin, and Zohar and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman, and the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, and the sons of Judah, Er and Onan and Shelah and Perez and Zerah. But Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Puba, and Iob and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, and Sered, and Elon and Jaleel. These are the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob and in Padan Aram, along with his daughter Dinah. His sons and his daughters were 33 persons in all. And the sons of Gad, Ziphion and Haggai, Shuni and Esbon, Eri and Arodi and Arali. And the sons of Asher, Imnah and Ishva, and Ishvi and Beria and Sarah, their sister. And the sons of Beriah and Heber and Malkiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to his daughter Leah, and she bore these to Jacob, 16 persons. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And to Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh, Ephraim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bore to him. And the sons of Benjamin, Bela and Becher and Ashbel, Gera and Naaman, Ei, Ehi, and Rosh, Mupim and Hupim, and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, 14 persons in all, and the sons of Dan and Hushim, and the sons of Naphtali, Jaziel and Guni, and Jezer and Shalem. These are the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, and she bore these to Jacob. 7 persons in all. All the persons who came with Jacob into Egypt, who came out of his loins, besides the wives of Jacob's sons, were 66 persons in all. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, were 2 persons. All the persons of the house of Jacob who came to Egypt were 70. And he sent Judah before him to Joseph to show the way before him to Goshen. And they came to the land of Goshen. And Joseph made his chariot ready and went up to Goshen to meet Israel his father. And when he appeared before him, he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said to Joseph, "Let me die now, since I have seen your face and know that you are still alive." And Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say to him, my brothers and my father's household, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. And the men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And when Pharaoh calls you and says, what is your occupation? You shall say, your servants have been keepers of livestock from our youth, even until now, both we and our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians.